What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Sebastian here. I wanted to show you guys something neat that I've been working on. As you know, I obsess over these numbers. I had a question come up that I actually threw out, I think, to Chris and like a few other people, where I was very curious as to how much our goals should be as far as our weekly gains and things of that nature. So what I did was I put a lot of thought into this, and I came up with a 26-week challenge, which is 6 months. And I did it for 4 different tiers. I did it from the tier of beginners who just have a little bit of experience and have been starting to consistently make money and watching their accounts grow, and maybe up, maybe down here and there, and just trying to get their feet. And then I did it from the standpoint of the people who have more experience. You're 6 months plus now, you've had some successes and you want to push yourself a little bit. I did it from the you got a year plus in, you've had a lot more success, you feel very comfortable with all of the systems, a way for you to push yourself as well. And then my A tier guys, you got plenty of skin in the game, you know how this market works in and out for the most part, you can consistently flip your money. But I wanted to make this accessible to everybody, so I'm going to go ahead and start and explain what I did here. So this is for the year of 2023-2024. As you can see, your starting balance is going to be $200, and then I have for each tier, it's actually above $800, but I just put 800 plus. You start with doing with the 25%. As it breaks down, you get into the higher amounts, I do start reducing. So of course, if you were like, oh, I have a $50,000 account, I wouldn't have you doing 25%, but we're not going to get that high, so you don't have to worry. We're going to start with the $200. Now in my head, I was trying to think, what is a perfect amount of money to place for each of these? And I was like, well, you would want to make in a week's time at least half your account. And that sounds difficult, especially when you're only starting with $200, but half of $200 is $100. That's $20 a day. I want you to really think about this in the sense of days and get a feel for, you can make $20 a day. And then you're questioning yourself like, well, what if I can't make $20 a day? What if I make $6? And that's fine. That's why I said a week. You want to get $100 in a week versus getting it getting your 20 every single day. But I wanted to show you guys from experience, I'm not making this up, you can do this too. Let me go ahead and enlarge the screen here. So this is my brand new account that I just started yesterday. I'm going to go ahead and take away this top one so we get just SPY. SPY, enter. Okay, now as you can see, I started this account with $200, and today was my very first day making a trade in it. I made $22. Already I'm at 1/5 of what I need to make for the week to make $100. And this trade wasn't hard, people. This trade wasn't hard at all. This is a 67-cent trade ish, as far as my movement action goes, and I'm going to show you how this works. I got it in Power Hour. If you come down here, you can see that I bought into this contract right here at 15.19, which is 3:19 in the afternoon in 30 seconds. What happened was I saw this move right here, and it bounced down to this 425.02 and started to go up. So I probably got in around 425.15 to 20, I would say. And I bought in my contracts for 20 cents. So I got 2 contracts. That's $40. And that was the key. I wanted to figure out how I can multiply my account without throwing my entire account. And that was my real big problem. When I started this, I would throw my whole account into trades. I mean, if I had $1,000, it was all going in there. If I had 1,600, it was all going in there. And then I would get massive amounts of money, or I would blow massive amounts of money. And obviously I eventually blew all of that money because I had no balance, I had no consistency, and I had no management of my cash flow. I also didn't have the confidence. I was just guessing. I was literally waking up in the morning, looking at 9:30, things would start to happen. I would toss a coin in the air, heads or tails, up or down. We're going to hop into that trade. I'm sorry if I'm talking fast, but I don't want this to be a long video, and there is a lot to cover. So I hop in right here at about 15, as you can see, right there at 425.09, it starts going up. So now you come over here, and I've been in the trade for about 24 minutes total. I hop out. I bought in for 20 cents. I sold for 11 cents. That's not a lot. It's not a lot. You've sat here and you've watched 11 cent, 5 cent. You've watched your amounts when you're trying to enter these trades jump up and jump down and jump up. So what I did was I waited until the afternoon because it would provide me a little bit of slow and consistent trading. And this was only $1 outside of the money. So I got into $1 outside of the money for 20 cents. You know, we kind of held down low for a little while and we were dropping for a bit, so it kept getting lower and lower and lower. I saw 20 cents. I locked in 20 cents. I think the lowest that it went was 18 cents. I was fine with losing that little bit. That would have been about $3 to $4 loss. And I think the maximum I would have lost, according to how far we fell, was $11. And I can do that. It's fine. That's a quarter of my trade. I'll drop out of that or whatever. I would have got out of $10, not $11. But then you see, you turn it on the other side and you go up 67 cents, and then I made my $22, and it went up much higher than my 67 cent. As you can see, it went up to 94 cent. Actually, it went up basically $1 from where it was down at, but I didn't want to wait that long. When I saw my $25 or whatever, and I really only wanted 20, I went ahead and hopped out of the trade. So I hopped out of the trade. I hopped out closing at $25. It ended up giving me $22. But as you can see, I gotta wait for my cash to settle, and then tomorrow I can make another trade. And then with a cash account, I can make a trade every day of the week. I can make a slightly larger trade, but what I wanted to show you is the aspect of, if I was to move up to say I need to make $500, okay, that trade would have been, instead of me doing $40, I would have done $200, and I would have made $100 off of the trade. You know, so you see how that works. I would have made $100 if I would have got, instead of getting 2 of these, I would have went ahead and got 10. And then boom, it goes up 31 cents. Now I've made $100 off of that. And that's how this works, you know, essentially. So let me go ahead and get back to the 26-week challenges. So boom, we're in this challenge here. Let's go ahead and click on the second one. That's too big. So the second tier is $250. You start with $125. That's just $25 a day, people. It's just $25 a day. You move on to the $500. You get to pay yourself the $250 that you originally had. And the reason that this is so important to pay yourself, your money's now out of the market. Your stress level lowers a little bit when your money's not on the line. Now you're playing with house money. You're playing with house money of $500. But don't worry, you're going to continue to pay yourself. Now you're at $250. That's $50 a day. But you've also been doing this for a month, so you've traded and traded and traded. You're starting to get more comfortable. You think that you can bring in $50 a day. You were bringing in $25 a day before. What is it to double it? That's more responsible trades. It's more thoughtful trades. It's really executing better trades instead of just executing trades to execute trades to make a few dollars. If you're trying, you're goal driven, you're more likely to hit your goal, even if you set your goal much higher than what it is here. So you get to pay yourself $500 at the end of the month if you hit the goal of the $1,500. 250, 250, 250, 250. That's 2,000. I mean, that's $1,000 on top of your original 500. So you just tripled your money. You get to take out a third of that. Moving on, you're now at $1,000. Now your goal is $500, and you're going to do this twice, because once you get over this $1,000 hump, I'm going to reduce you to 25%. So 500, 500, 500. You now made it to $3,000, and don't freak out about that at all. $500 a week is just $100 a day. You know, you got $1,000 in your account. You're trying to make 10% of your account on a daily basis. Some days you're going to make a lot more. Some days you're going to make a lot less. I really don't see it being that much more difficult. 2,000, I'm actually only going to give you a 25%, because I don't feel like that 2,000 and 1,000 is enough where you could go with $1,000 exactly as far as what you're breaking down. And I didn't want to make the goals so incredibly high that someone who's been doing this journey for 4 months is at $4,000 and getting to keep 2 or 3 or whatever. They have to get these massive goals. So I brought it down to 25%. I bought this one down to 25% of $3,000. That's $750 across. You know, and if you want to think of it like, oh, $750 is a lot, it's not. It's just $750. You divide that by 4, that's $187.50. You can make $100. If you can make $100, you can make $200 basically. Then you get here, you got $900, and it's like, oh no, $900, that's so much. It's just $225, but that's your last month. You know, and you end up with $8,100. So you ended up with $5,000. Now you end up with $8,100. So now we're gonna move on to the $500 bracket. This is just beautiful. This is a beautiful bracket. $250, $50 a day. Same thing as before. You get to keep your $500. You're not $1,000. You do the $500 now because you have so much experience. You're approaching a year plus of experience. Now you can do this thing. You're nailing it on a regular basis. You're consistently trading on a regular basis. You're probably eclipsing this $500, even with just the $1,000 that you have in your account per week. But we're not going to worry about that. You just want to hit these goals. When you hit these goals, you take your money, go. It's that simple. So now you have 2,000, another 500, 500, 500, 500, another $2,000, $4,000. Take your 1,000, you get over to 3,000. When this is all said and done, you're gonna get down to, I believe, 20% here, 25% here. You get to take your 25% still, so you get down to 6,700. But you end your account in that end of that 6 month, hopefully with $10,000 in there, and then you're gonna see that just consistently multiplying your account is how you're going to build wealth, how you're going to build a massive account. $10,000 in 6 months doesn't sound like a lot, but it does when it's not your money. And then you got to take over the fact that you've paid yourself $5, $1, $2, $2,500, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. So in reality, you've made about $16,000, $17,000, and you've got to pay yourself on a monthly basis around $1,000 from just trading stock options for 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes or however long. And if you want to swing this, I didn't think about coming up with it for swing because I just do day trading or whatever. I'll think about swings and I'll see what I can do. But yay, at the end of that, you're at boom. And now my top tier, you trade gods. Look here. For my boys who can do this, I can't wait to hit this level. But you're coming in with $1,000. You're dividing that down the middle. You're getting your 500 across the board. You're hitting your $3,000. You're taking your one. And now your second month, you made $2,000. 5, 4,000. You get to take your one. And now you're at $3,000. We divide that again. That's 750. Now you're at $6,000. You doubled your account at the end of this trading session in a month. You're up to $6,000. You get to take $1,500 out. That's bills. For some people, that's house notes. Okay, boom. You take your quarter out. You got $4,500 to trade with. Now you're at $900. If you were to do like the 20% of that. And when you see 900, I know a lot of people are thinking that that's big, but like I said, that's $225 a day. If you're this experienced, you're going to make $225 a day. I wanted to get down here to these big boy numbers of you get to take home 20% now, so you end up at $64.80, and now you got to make $12.96, and you're like, woof, $12.96 a week? You're stressing out, but that's why a lot of us joined this room in the first place. You heard the opportunity to make $500 a day to $1,000 a day. So let's say what the reality is that's $324. That's not a lot of money. If you're from the standpoint of you start with, sorry, my phone's going off. Let me go ahead and hang up that. You're starting with $6,480 in your account. You're just trying to make $300 off of that, which is about 20% roughly. You know, in a week is what you're trying to make, and you're trying to make 25% of that a day, so $324. Nah, this big boy number right here, this is the one that I've been waiting for, everybody. And let me tell you, this is an important number, because the bigger these numbers get, the crazier it seems, right? 1886.24. And I know some people are thinking like, sheesh, I'm not gonna hit there anytime soon. Guess what? That's still not $500 a day. That's $472 a day. So you're still below the $500 a day. At the end of making this, if you hit these markers, you have $16,000 in 6 months. You know, some people will make way more than that. Some people will make less than that. If you fall underneath it, it's fine. You just try the month again until you finally get the consistency and the cash flow down to the point where you hit that. But I wanted to show you guys that we can all do this. You know, from no matter what level we come from, you can knock this out of the park. Like I said, you keep your vision in front of you all times. Get ish done. You know, success, go get it. Invest, become the king of Wall Street, whatever the case is. I don't care what you want. If you have consistency and confidence, you are going to hit these levels. I made a 24-minute trade. I hit my goal of $22, and all I needed was 20. So now all I need tomorrow to hit the next day's goal is 18. But of course, I'm going to make preferably more than that. And if I make less than that, it's okay. I got a little bit of leeway. I have all of the rest of the week. And if I don't hit my first week's goal and I just make some money, I'm building to the point where I can try to hit it again the next week and the next week and the next week. But as long as you're building these accounts, you're good. But again, I'm your boy. I'm out of here. You know, I just wanted to show you guys a really cool challenge. I hope to see a lot of us take it. I would love to see some of the big dogs take it. I want to see you guys knock this out of the park. Get in here, challenge yourself, push yourself, but don't blow your account up. It's not worth it, you know, because then you got to start all over again from scratch. Build this thing up slowly, consistently, until you get a decent amount of money and can make a little bit. And one thing I meant to mention, when you build your account up, right, and you've done this over so many months, you're going to realize that there are going to be some areas where you can take risk. In those areas, take risk. I do it every day. I got in the trade this morning, probably about 30 minutes early or whatever, and I took risk and I bought back in because I've done this before. I've seen the technical analysis. I trust my analysis. I'm looking at these zones. I'm looking at these numbers, and I'm like, this is the bottom. When I discover the bottom, I play off the bottom and I play off the top. And this is sheerly off of playing the zones. So I drew a zone here. We were inside of the zone on a previous day. I said, okay, cool. As long as we don't fall below 425, it'll be time to get in. I see us fall down. I try to catch it. I catch it about 15 cents up. I ride it. I get my $22. I'm out of there. Guys, we can do this. All of you guys can do this. I wish you the best of luck in your trading. Thank you so much for watching the video. I'm sorry I had to talk fast because I know this is running long and people hate watching long videos. I'm out of here. Have a great day.